Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. I love Tuesdays because I know I get to do Top of Mind Tuesdays with the one and only Yvonne Sandoval with Leverage 365. And we're back today to talk about 5 modes of communication you should be using to stay top of mind. Welcome, Yvonne. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
I'm excited. I love all this stuff. You come prepared. You have slideshows. I mean, it's so good. I get so many comments that people have watched the show and taken nuggets. It's crazy because I think people do want to stay top of mind. But enough about me. For those people who've been living under a rock who don't know you, tell them a little bit about you.
Well, I'm Yvonne. I'm the owner of Leverage 365, which is giving you leverage in your business 365 days a year. Somebody recently asked me what the name of why I named the company what I did. I had a hard time, breaking it down. Other than I give you leverage 365 days. There you go.
That's it.
I'm very simple. So I'm here to help you as if you're in real estate, if you're a real estate professional. I'm here to help you make sure that you're staying top of mind with your database by having me do it for you. Simple as that.
Imagine that. Because if you are realtors, they want to do it, but they don't find the time. It's something that I would always want to invest in because it's something I don't do well enough. And so, of course, I would want somebody to do it for me that specializes in it, which you do.
Absolutely. You should just be concentrating on your one thing. Yes. Which is helping people buy and sell real estate if you are a realtor. So the other peripheral things in your business, you need to leverage out. And as you grow your business, you're going to have to bring in more leverage in order to grow your business. Yes. So it's just like a circle, and you're going to have to bring people in. So the first thing we know is that you're going to be making sales as a new agent from your database, from the people that you have worked with in the past, your friends, your family, your neighbors, people that you come across in your everyday life. So for new agents, this is just as important than it is for established agents who have had clients in the past year, 2 years, 3 years. So
leverage365.com is the website. If you want to check it out, I hope you do, or you can reach Yvonne anytime, or you can reach her through me. All right, so we're gonna kick it off because it's a pretty big show, a pretty big slideshow.
Yes, I put a lot of slides into this one. There's 5 modes of communication that I speak about in my classes, and there's actually a bonus 6th one today. But we're going to run through them as quickly as we can because there's just a lot of information. So
hey, let me do it. I got to pull it up. Sorry, this is Ted having to figure out stuff. It's crazy. There. So
the first thing you're going to see is where people are getting their. This is a NAR. Realtor slide, and it's telling you where people are wanting to hear from you. So this is a survey that I did.
Uh-oh. Did I lose you? Oh my God, what happened? Hi guys, I'm still here. I don't know what happened with Yvonne. Yvonne, are you there? Well, it's always fun to have something going on so the 5, if I could read them to you, and you'll still see. Oh, there you are. I just was talking.
Yep. That's
okay. You completely left us for the last minute.
Oh, goodness. So the premium that people are putting on is they want to speak to you. They want to speak to you on the phone. Phone is still a thing, okay? Text messages, as you can see on this chart, which may be a little difficult for you to see, but text messages is like the second from the bottom. They want to hear from you by video. They want to hear from you by email. They want to hear from you by text. And these are just showing you basically that the different modes of communication is where you need to be. It's just not in one area. You need to be in all of them. So that's just basically a slide that shows that there are multiple modes of communication and that you have to be using them all. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
No, you don't want to ever do that, right? Because that's where people, I think that's one of the worst mistakes that anybody in business can make, let alone real estate.
Absolutely. And, when I ask realtors where they're getting their business from, they don't always know the answer to that question. So I have the answers for you because, your organization, the Florida Realtors Association, they go ahead and they do this kind of work. They do the legwork. They let you know where your business is coming from. And when it comes to referrals, this is for foreign buyers, no less. How are they finding agents? They're finding agents through their personal contacts. That's number one. Look how high that is.
Wow.
Yeah. So the people who are staying in touch with their previous clients, with their friends, their family, their neighbors, their coworkers, those are the people who are going to potentially refer you business. And that's what we're seeing, especially the overseas foreign buyers. They're just asking their friends and family who may live in the States, obviously, who do you know in Orlando? Who do you know in Davenport? Who do you know in all these areas that they're looking to buy in Lake Nona, per se? Well, they're asking their friends and family, neighbors, partners, and stuff, and who live in the States. So if you stay in touch with people, they can speak about you. And
yes.
that's where your business is going to come from. The people that you're speaking to, that's where business comes from.
And it's interesting. I see that one of the lowest is 2%, and it's yard signs.
Yes.
And I'm amazed at the amount of money that people invest in that. And I've always wondered how that really played out. I mean, I have realtor friends that swear by it, but then I have realtor friends who are like, God, that's a lot of money to have to put those signs up all the time.
It is. And like you said, you and I'm a big proponent of letting others do the work and find out the data. That this is real. This is not just an experience that, you had. It's the overall, a survey of many realtors and the data that was collected, yard signs, where they fall on this chart. I tend to believe this chart because it is multiple people bringing their experiences to the table, not just our own.
Correct. Correct.
These are real numbers, and I work off of real numbers in my world. So
correct. And and it's okay to, if you don't know, but what Yvonne's telling you is you should know. You should begin to track that stuff. You should know where everything's coming from, because sorry, I brought the other slide up. Because it's so important to be able to track where it's ROI, or we don't call it that. I think about it as return on more than just investment. People don't know, and so they spend money in 70 different pockets and have no idea what they're spending it on and if it's bringing them any kind of business.
Yeah, I always call it the ROE, the return on effort.
Yes.
You just can't throw money at things. You have to actually work your business. So 70% of respondents reported that their buyers were personal or business contacts, former clients, or referrals from former clients. So this is a survey that was done once again by NAR of respondents who were asked where they find their buyers. These are from other real estate agents. So here, this is where you have to just keep in mind, around the world, who are going to be buying investment properties here, or people who are local and are buying, a property, they are getting their information from their sphere, from the people. Yes. And that sphere is, just think of it globally. You need to be speaking to the people in your world.
Relationships. So to me, what this slide is all about, or just solidifies, is it's all about relationships. It's as much as you want to put that it's transactional for most businesses, it's really relationships first.
Yeah.
So if you're always looking for a new way to get business versus just working with the people you've already worked with, I know a lot of people like that. They spend all their money and time just trying to obtain new clients without touching their database.
Yes, exactly. So, and that's the thing we talked about, is that, when you're sending out something, don't send a newsletter, send a love letter, right?
Yes.
We want to grow the relationship, and, you're not going to grow relationships by sending the news. So the top of mind, as you know, just to define it, we keep talking about it, it's the name of our show, but what does it mean? It basically is when someone thinks of you, they think of you as their go-to person, their trusted advisor, their community or industry expert within their sphere of contacts, their sphere, their growth, their world. So we need to be that person. That's what top of mind is all about.
Right.
So
I literally, I preach this, you know. I want you to call me. I'm going to be that person. I want you to call me if you don't know a restaurant in a certain part of town. I have no problem being the Wikipedia for you, if that's what it takes, or the Google or whatever. And people underestimate the value of that, because people will begin to, they'll think of you, and I'm telling you, eventually you get the business because it's all relationship.
Absolutely. It's so funny. Yesterday I was talking to someone and they told me, hey, I was just talking to so-and-so. He met with you a year ago. Now he wants to get started with you.
Isn't that awesome?
And you know, I had no idea he was talking about me. So, but the truth is that I keep myself out there, and
Yep.
That's how I stay top of mind, is, you know, by doing classes, doing the show, communicating, and just, you know, trying to stay relevant and bringing people value.
Yes.
That's what it's really all about. So the multiple modes of communication is really what we're looking at here. I mean, I broke this down into the formula that I use in my business and what I use with my clients. But you're going to see there's different colors here. So what you're looking at in the multiple modes of communication are emails, social media, face-to-face, which means, you know, getting to see someone in real life. And that could be with, I should put a little mask over the
you should.
Right? Oh my God, I'm going to totally do that. So I should have done that. My goodness. Okay. So this is why I'm so visual. I see it and then it comes to my head.
Me too. I get it.
Put a mask on the man. So yes, face to face. Then we have mail, which is direct mail, and then you have phone calls. There is a sixth that we're going to give it to you at the end, but 5 modes of communication: email, social media, face to face, direct mail, and phone calls. Those are the things you need to do.
I'm telling you, one of the problems I've had in the last 6 months, maybe a year, I used to have everybody on a spreadsheet, and I used to either call people or email. Well, most of the communication I do now is on some platform's messenger.
Yes.
So whether it's Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, that is where I know most people from. So when somebody wants a phone number, I have to Google it. I've gotten really bad about not collecting that basic data we used to put on what us old folks call a Rolodex.
Yes. And you know what? When I say social media, I actually do mean that mode of communication would be through like a messenger or through social media posts. So it's still a form of communication. Whether it's, so you can replace, I don't even have text messaging on here. So, you know, text messaging would fall under phone. And then for social media, that Facebook, like Facebook Messenger or LinkedIn Messenger. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
And that would fall under the social media. So these are the different platforms, you know, the different modes of communication. And I'm going to show you some examples.
Let me get there. Vanna White needs to do her job, or his job. Here we go.
These are just simple examples of the 5 modes of communication and what they should be looking like. When we talked about emails, I don't want newsletters. I want there to be love letters. In this case, I'm showing, this is one of my clients, and as a matter of fact, I'm meeting with her for lunch today. They're starting their 2nd year with me. So this is an email that went out to their database, and it's all about the College Park area. It's are you hungry? They're going to tell you about the different restaurants in College Park. So because they are the community expert for College Park. So that's kind of thing that they're going to send out. That is a mode of communication through email where you're bringing people value. And you're not just telling them what the market stats are. This is their everyday lives. Everybody needs to eat, and everybody will now know that they are the expert in College Park area.
I love that. I think it's so, we just did something like that at VIP where we got asked questions, and it was just a kind of a personal thing, but then you're as we've discussed, you want to be known as the community expert so that they know that you know a whole bunch of stuff about a city, not just the transaction. Again, guys, it's not just about the house if we're talking real estate.
Especially the overseas buyers. We were talking, I work with a lot of people who are global, and the overseas, they want to see that you are knowledgeable of the area in which they are not, because they don't even live in the States. So this is the kind of content. And then, as emails go, I want there to be video emails going out as well. And this is an example of where they're talking about, once again, something that they're an expert in the area. And they have a video in this that's going to show a clip of the area or the activity that they're describing in their email. So bringing value to people. This has nothing to do with real estate, but doesn't it? Doesn't it really?
I mean, say that again, because that is always our thing that we talk about. If you're only putting out content or communicating with your database and it's all just driven by, here are the latest sales information, you are missing out on really having a deeper connection with these people so that they really do, you do stay top of mind with them.
Absolutely. And the next slide is, again, it's a video email, because video is underutilized in emails and they should be used more often. And this is something about the individual agent talking about what their passion is. Their passion is racing. This is a female agent who is into race car driving, and she attends the Daytona 500 and she belongs to the Porsche Club. She's my kind of lady, because I'm into that stuff too. So I bonded with her immediately, and that's the thing, is that you can't bond with people if they don't know anything about you. So I found a commonality and a familiarity with her that I may not otherwise have found. So the video here, it talks about what her passion is in racing, and I think that was a great idea, because so many people can relate to that.
Yeah, and think about it. I mean, it's just so important to let people know who you are, not just what you do.
Absolutely. Again, they can work with anyone. They really can. So what they're going to do is they're going to pick somebody that they feel most close to, most familiarity with, or they've already worked with you, and now they're getting to know you even more. They're getting that relationship is going deeper. Okay, so by talking about the things that you're passionate about. So in social media, the next mode of communication, the kinds of things that you should be posting, this is exactly what I want to see. This is a person who was volunteering with the vaccinations, working with, going to get their, but he wasn't getting his vaccination. He was bringing us knowledge of what was going on in the vaccination lines. So, showing you're volunteering in the community is basically what I'm trying to show. That is that you're a part of a community. You are a community expert. So
can I make a comment on this? I love Ray.
Yeah.
I love the fact that there's not 75 selfies of him.
Yeah.
Because here's another thing, like those pictures are letting you know he volunteers without going, hey, I'm amazing because I'm a volunteer.
Oh, totally. He's such a great guy. And
He's a great guy.
And so humble. And, and that's what we want. We want to be, it's not about you. It's about them. It's always about them.
Yes.
And that's what it is. And, this is another example. This is a video, but I'm not playing it. But this is Ted putting information into the universe about, an upcoming community project. And it's a video, and yes, we're not going to play the video, but I just wanted to show the content that should be going on social media about the community, always about the community, but not from a real estate sense, from a human sense.
Correct. The human sense is everything.
Bring humanity back to your social media.
Yes.
So the next one as well is a social media post that's talking about a local business. This person, Rose Kemp, is a realtor, 21 years, and she's a generational realtor. What we need to show is community, community, community. So she's talking about a local business that whether it could benefit you or it could benefit your friend, a neighbor, partner, doesn't matter. She's talking about helping others and promoting others rather than promoting herself.
And I got to tell you, she made an intro to me, to these people. what great gentlemen they are. They're awesome. What a fantastic. But she even went above and beyond. It wasn't just a post. She reached out to me, and she knew that that would be somebody I'd like to engage with. So she was thinking of all of us in a very wonderful relationship, being the expert and introducing people. I loved it.
Yeah, be the connector. Connect people together, even if it doesn't doesn't benefit your business right now. It will benefit your life, and it will benefit their lives, and that's what people are going to remember when they're thinking about when they're buying and selling real estate. Who helped me? Who helped my mom? Who helped my neighbor? That's where it comes down to. And
so
then,
true.
you know, Rose did post some stats, but you see when she posted the stats, she posts one very clarity. You know, it's bringing it home, bringing it to the point. And so I love that she did it that way, because
and you know what? She didn't say, I'm Rose Kemp, I'm the best realtor, here's me. She just let the graphic and the information speak for itself, which also speaks for her and shows that she is in touch with her industry. She wants you to be in touch with her industry, and it's the perfect kind of post for any kind of stats like that, I think.
Yes, the 80-20 rule when it comes to social media is 80% personal, 20% business. So, you know, that is something that we need to adhere to. We see too much of it going the other direction. And then Real Estate Unhinged is a show that I do, similar to the show Top of Mind, and it's a way of bringing value to the community. So if you get social media encompasses as a mode of communication, different modes, even within the platform, different ways of speaking to your audience. So through a show, through community involvement, through promotion of small business, and also through putting out posts of neighborhood information. So these are the kinds of things that I want to see happening. And the next slide is I'm going to put the mask over my little icon. It's going to be the face-to-face events, which still need to happen. Social distancing is a thing. We all know about that. And slowly but surely, where these things are going to be lifted, we're getting vaccinated, you know, and such, and the things are getting way better. But you still got to do these. So plan this for the future. You know, a drive-in movie. Hey, we just saw a company called Motionflex. They can come to your house or a park or a place that you're of business and put on a drive-in movie event. We could do a picnic. We could do where you have catered food. You can do a family-friendly event where you have you know, flying a kite. So there's interaction, but yet it's very, very open. So please think about doing some socially distanced ideas. In my classes, we talk about. I have more ideas to give you, but I just want to give you a taste of some of the things you could be doing. And then when you're direct mail, that's another mode of communication. This is my client, Wendy Stewart. And Wendy does a show.
We love Wendy.
Yeah, she's amazing. And, you know, she's doing her Wendy in the Cloud series, which we love. And it, you know, establishes her as a community expert. So in her direct mail, her favorite local dining is what goes out to her database. These are restaurants that she frequents. These are places that she recommends. She is a community expert. So that way, we're directly sending it to people's inboxes, their mailbox, on a postcard, which has 100% visibility. We can track postcards as well. That's why we love postcards. And they are an economical way of communicating with your database in a full color sense as well. So
it's such a pretty postcard too. It's really
because
nice.
She's got great taste when it comes to colors. I love pink as well. And here's another postcard sample that is, you know, for content purposes. You know, always have a great graphic. And this is my race car driver client who, you know, our article we wrote about the local places here in the Central Florida area where you can go and be a race car driver for the day and go get some training. So we put that on the back of the card, which is, you know, so these are things that people are going to save. Whether or not they themselves are interested in race car driving, I'm sure they know a friend, a family member, or maybe a neighbor. So therefore, they're communicating through direct mail their passion, and they're bringing value every day. So
exactly. I love that she did. I love this idea so much.
Yeah, and these are the kinds of things that I do for postcards. because that's something that's going to stay with that person. They're not going to throw it away. It's not selling them anything. It's completely coming from the heart, and it's of value. So in a sixth mode, bonus mode, we talk about positioning yourself as a community expert. You're doing that through your email. You're doing that through your social media. You're doing that through your socially distanced events. You're doing that through your postcards, and you're doing that in your phone calls, which you need to do. I didn't put a graphic up for phone calls because simple enough. It's a phone. Pick it up. Okay.
Imagine that.
Yeah, whether it's text messaging someone or calling them, it's still using the phone. And then for the sixth bonus one is your website is another way of communicating your value. Websites have just become places for people to search for homes that they're not searching for homes on. That's what's going on. Because they're using, unfortunately, Zillow, and they're using Realtor.com. Your customers are. They're not coming to your website and doing any searches. They're coming to you, and we all know that the third most searched page on any realtor website is the About Me page,
Yep.
which has been neglected for way too long. So a community expert is just an example of what can be done with a website, whereas you are being the focus of the information. It is about you. It is about your passions. It is about knowing everything we just discussed. Where are your hot spots? Where are the places that you frequent, like Wendy's postcard? And then where is it that you're charitable? Who do you give to charities? Which communities do you belong to? Maybe the church you belong to.
Yes.
These are all things that should be put in your website. If you're not doing it now, you could be doing that with either your present website or getting a standalone website that communicates your expertise. So don't neglect your website and think of it as some kind of like search engine for homes, because in all honesty, they're not going to you. And if they do go to you, is that really all you want them to know about you?
Right.
So think about all of your modes of communication. Take a few minutes, sit down with a pen and paper, think about what you've been doing, how you could do it better, and how you're communicating through all of your multiple modes of communication to the world, who you are and your expertise. Are you doing the best job? Are you getting your message out there? Are you using these modes of communication to just regurgitate, data and facts? And are you becoming a robot? Put it that way. I want you to get humanity back into your marketing.
Yes.
And think about, this is a business, and we gotta bring humanity back to it. So,
great. That was awesome. I love talking about all of that, because I think people do get caught up in one mode or another, and they really need to cross it. They need to figure out more than one basket for their eggs, like you said, or different.
It's funny. I share a little because those memories pop up in your Facebook. I had a memory pop up a few days ago, and I remember that day distinctly because I had sat down with a broker owner, and he proceeded to tell me that, you know what, Yvonne, I like what you're doing. It's really nice, but you know what? The future is totally text messages. So there's not going to be any other marketing that I'll need but text messaging, and that's just the way it's going to be. And I was a little crushed because I thought about it, and I'm like, wait a second. I believe in, not having all my eggs in one basket. And this person is just like totally dismissed the whole, like a lot of my world.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, not my world, but the world. So I said, I regrouped and went home, and that memory came up, and I said, you know what? Nothing's changed in the year. We still, if anything, what happened to our world? And
correct.
You never know what's going to happen in tomorrow. So if we hadn't stayed in the multiple modes of communication, and I kind of just checked out and listened to this individual, you know what? I don't think I'd still be here, because these modes are here. The phone, yes. Emails.
It's all here to stay.
All here to stay. we didn't have the ability to even do face-to-face, but because my clients were all in these other modes, they were so covered. It was like an insurance policy that they bought prior to COVID. And I felt so good about that. Now that I look back, I'm like, wow, that insurance policy paid off. They're all having an amazing year, despite the horrible pandemic that we have. So anyway.
Fantastic. All right, Yvonne Sandoval with Leverage 365. You can go to getleverage365.com to find her, or really anywhere on social media, or you can reach out to me and I'll put you in touch. Thank you. That was awesome and educational and fun, and it was perfect.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. We'll be back next time. Top of Mind Tuesdays. We'll see you later. Bye, everybody.